to it, and we're going to go right over here to the big screen for it. So, according to WrestlingIncorporated.com, with a big article that was written by Ross W. Berman IV, August 4th, 2026 at 10:37 p.m. He gives how the World Wrestling and the wrestling world paid full tribute to Dory Funk Jr., including ourselves. We paid some to him. Dory Funk Jr. was a former Hall of Famer. He was inducted by Dustin Rhodes, or Dusty Rhodes, if I'm not mistaken. Dustin Rhodes, it was Dustin. And he died, August 4th, at the age of 85. He survived about a year after his brother died, Terry Funk, who I believe was 79. I believe he was 79. Please don't fact check me on that, but I believe he was 79 whenever he died. We also paid some tribute to him on our Facebook page at facebook.com/JosephDH. You can find it right there. We've got it all listed right here with his picture of when he was the world champion. And he was the second, he was originally the first longest NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but now he's the second NWA longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in history now. And the man just had an incredible career. And we tip our hats to Funk U, both of the members of Funk U. And we also can't tell you how big of an impact you made on the world of wrestling. With you and Gerald Briscoe winning the tag team titles, you winning the World Heavyweight Championship and holding on to it for a long time, as we've already spoke about earlier, and everything you gave to the business, including the clover leaf, the spinning toe hold, that pile driver that hardly anybody could ever get out of, that belly to back suplex, the belly to belly suplex, the big atomic drop that you gave. It's just so much to the world of wrestling that we will never be able to get back or ever be able to pursue in history. However, there's going to be a lot here to discuss and a lot to go over, as we will. The WWE Royal Rumble was also held, the WWE Royal Rumble will be held in 2027 with some major talks from TKO Group coming in Arizona is where it's going to be at. The WWE Royal Rumble coming to Arizona in 2027 as part of a multi-year partnership with TKO. Sam Palmer wrote this on WrestlingIncorporated.com, August 4th, 2026 at 3:27 p.m. is when he wrote it. It says, for the first time in 8 years, the WWE Royal Rumble event will be heading to the Grand Canyon State as part of a multi-year partnership between TKO Group Holdings and the state of Arizona. Back in 2026, the Arizona Sports Events Alliance struck a deal with TKO that would see 7 events. 7. That's a big thing. 7 events from TKO's major 4 brands, WWE, UFC, Zuffa Boxing, and PBR, to be held in Arizona across a 3-year period. Now fans have some dates to get excited about, namely the WWE Annual Premier Live events, the Royal Rumble, which will be held at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, home to the Arizona Cardinals, in February of 2027, which was announced at an official event held by the ASEA and hosted by the UFC president Dana White. The event acts as the first major stop on the road to WWE's WrestleMania 43, which will take place in Saudi Arabia in April. And tickets for the Royal Rumble will go on sale later this year. They haven't suggested when the tickets will be going on sale, but they will be on sale a little bit later this year. So that's going to be something interesting to see. So in the fallout of SummerSlam, Bully Ray has speculated on his radio station whether or not to put Obi Fema together with Paul Heyman, and we are doing an article here by Julian D'Alessandro. It was done August 5th, 2026 at 3:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and where she is quoting directly from Bully Ray and taking a little bit after her. And she says, after Obi Fema defeated Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam this past weekend, the Ruler had a brief interaction with Paul Heyman the next night on WWE Raw, where the Beast manager congratulated him for his win on Saturday. Although the segment was not more than both men sharing the same respect for each other, it was enough for the WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray to believe that a new creative direction could be brewing for Fema, which would see Heyman become his manager. Now, this is the direct quote. She says, for over Obi Fema to move forward to Brock Lesnar's level, Roman Reigns level, or any of those levels that we all know he can achieve, can he just be okay with the microphone? Question mark. I'm wondering if they align him with Paul, align Paul with Oba, which is not a receipt that I've really ever seen work in wrestling. Babyface manager for wrestler. He explained on Busted Open Radio. He goes on to say, quote, however, if anybody could pull it off, it's Heyman. I'm not saying that this is what they're going to do. I just got a feeling last night that Oba's promo is just being okay, and he's absolutely right. But you know what? They did pair Roman Reigns with the tribal chief for a while, and the tribal chief learned a little bit from him. He's still not the best on the mic, but he is better on the mic than he's been in years. And I think that we have seen a peak in Roman Reigns promo abilities, but if they pair Obi Fema with him, I think that we'll get that as well. I think Heyman will work and develop and teach him the camera angles and teach him what to say, when to say it, how to act, and how to make it more presentable and more real to the crowd at hand. I think that it would work extremely well on both fronts for those guys, and it would be an extremely well pairing with him to be with Paul Heyman. The question is Paul Heyman done? And what I mean by that is Paul Heyman's accomplished everything that he wants to accomplish in the wrestling business. He is just living straight for the joy of pure pro wrestling at this point now. And moving forward, will he be taking clients? He might be moving to an area like Bobby the Brain Heenan, where he doesn't want to take new clients. He wants to keep working with the clients that he had at one point in time. So we don't know if he's going to be willing to take new clients on. And if he does take new clients on, what will come of his new clients? And if Obi Fema becomes one of those new clients, you can guarantee that it's going to be something spectacular to watch in the world of wrestling as we move forward in the days to come. I don't know what to say. I can't say enough about it because it's there. The talent is there. The body is there. The body of work is there. The desire is there from Obi Fema. So you got to wonder if they're going to pair these guys up. And if they do pair these guys up, if it's going to become what we've seen in the past with the tribal chief, if it's going to be the beast incarnate, or if it's going to be something completely different and something completely new. I know TKO has kind of been put in a bad spot. Their money isn't what it used to be, but they did have a quarterly earnings report of billions of dollars this last time. I think it was $1.65 billion is what they earned. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was really high. It was pretty high for TKO overall. And that's not including WWE. WWE is part of TKO earnings and holdings. But they had a great massive effect that took place with them. So they have a little bit of money to play with. And are they going to be willing to play with that money to make something like this happen and something like this work? I'm not saying that Paul Heyman's going to retire. Please don't take that. This is just an opinion-based show. I don't think that he's ready to retire, but he might be ready to retire. And if he is ready to retire, who could they put him with? What type of a manager could they put him with that would be willing to help him on the mic? I mean, do you bring Dutch Mantel back, or Zeke Holder, as they like to call him? Oh, Zeke. Do you bring somebody like that back to kind of guide him and help him through his ways? Or are they completely done too? Is Dutch Mantel completely out of the business? I mean, that's what you got to wonder here. And I'm not saying that Dutch is. Please don't take me for granted for saying that either. I'm just saying in general, if Paul Heyman decides that he doesn't want to have this client, and if WWE does not decide to move forward with Paul Heyman being his manager, then who do they put him with? Or do they put him with anybody? That's the question of the day. You guys answer that on our Facebook, on our Twitter. Go ahead and send us some messages. We'd love to have that for you guys there. And we're going to be moving forward here. AEW's Rebel, we all know, is fighting ALS. She's got a big road ahead of her, and she's fighting hard, man. Mick Foley did a thing on the ALS challenge with her this week, the ice bucket challenge that he did with her, and she is pretty much lost most of her speech movement, a lot of her motor movement. She's not able to stand anymore. She's in her wheelchair full time, and she's just having a a hard time in general. So it's a great time for you all to know that AEW Rebel, and I know everybody is playing on these heartstrings right now, but the truth of it is ALS is a disease that affects every muscle in your body. Lou Gehrig's disease has no cure, and it needs a cure. Just like cancer, the Jimmy V Foundation, we are big supporters of the Jimmy V Foundation here on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver, because we want to find cures for cancer. And Coach Jimmy V always said something. I'm sorry, guys, I'm getting kind of tore up here. But Coach Jimmy V said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Never give up. Never give up. We're going to be victorious over this. Coach Jimmy V is going to be victorious over this. And in the end, the V Foundation will find a cure for cancer, just like we will find a cure for ALS, and we will find a cure for Alzheimer's. We will find a cure for every disease known to man one day. We just need a little bit of help and a little bit of time. Since revealing, so this was done by Eric Muter, August 3rd, 2020. Since it says, since revealing her ALS diagnosis earlier this year, the wrestling world has flocked to around AEW's Rebel in the last few weeks alone. TNA paid tribute to her on their live broadcast of Impact. WWE's Kevin Owens shouting her out following SummerSlam, and AEW announcing a special Dynamite called Rebel Heart event dedicated to her in September. All the while, many of their stars took the Ice Bucket Challenge to raise money and bring awareness to ALS research on Monday afternoon. The promotion gave Rebel her own spotlight, releasing a video on YouTube featuring Rebel telling some of her life story. She says, quote, I'm just a good old girl from a small town in Oklahoma who never stopped going for her dreams, Rebel said. They don't call me Rebel for nothing. I tried out for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders while I was still in high school, and I made the team. I went on to cheer for them for 3 years, and that's when I knew I could kick some ass. I was there at the very beginning of AEW. AEW has changed my life, and I will always forever be grateful. And we will always forever be grateful to you. But remember, guys, ALS is a serious disease, and it's something that affects all the motor movements of your body. So she needs our help. She needs our help right now, just like we need her help right now. And we're going to get through this together. All right, guys, I guess the final topic of the evening is going to be the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, Saturday, August 22nd at 2026 in Tampa, Florida at WEDU PBS Studios. There's going to be a double TV taping at 2 p.m. and at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my God, what a card for Shockwave is going to be there. The Pope, Elijah Burke, is going to be there. None other than the Thrillbilly Silas Mason. You've got the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, none other than Aaron Stevens is going to be there. Natalia Markova is going to be there. La Princesa will be there, and so many more. You guys don't want to miss a moment of that action as it comes live